In this video, I'm going to show you how I made my Miku Append cosplay based on the TBA Miku Append model from Miku Miku Dance. So let's get started. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so today I am at my dad's workshop because I need to borrow some tools, and I'm going to start with something easy, which is the ankle bracelet. So I made a pattern, and using images from like the figure and the art, I tried to determine where the logo should be in relation to the anklet. And so I cut this out of about half an inch thick foam, and I'm probably going to Dremel it to make sure it's smooth, and then I cut this out of thinner foam, and this is the black piece that's going to go underneath, so it'll be like that, and then wrap around the ankle. So I wanted to Dremel in the text, but I think I'm going to take vinyl instead and go over it, like a plotted vinyl. And yeah, so to make the anklet, measure around your ankle and then see how much room you would need to put it on. So like if you were going to slip it over your foot, or if you're going to attach it in the back with a magnet or a hook, make sure you figure that out. And then I left about an inch room because on top of the costume and like moving around, it's probably going to need to be a little looser. And then if it ends up being too loose, I can always cut it smaller and all that good stuff. So I'm going to get started on sanding out this and making the edges smoother and probably sealing it with some glue or something, and I'll get back. Kind of sanding or using any sort of power tools that will give off dust. Make sure you wear eye protection and that you don't breathe in any of the materials. Okay, so I made a vectorized file of the logo and printed it, so now I have it on vinyl. It might be kind of hard to see, but there it is. And I sealed the foam with glue and then just did a first coat, and then beveled the edge with a belt sander and did the top a little bit so it has more of a round look to it, and I left the back piece flat. Okay, so now I just weeded the vinyl and applied the transfer tape, so I'm going to do the rest at home. I have the main piece, the back piece, and then the template all set and ready to go for painting. Make sure whenever you work with foam that you seal the foam with some sort of sealant. I just use regular craft glue or Elmer's glue, and that usually works out. To attach these two, I'm not sure what I'll use, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, put another coat of glue on this and kind of smooth out the edges and just get a nice coating or two so that it's nice and protected when we go to paint it. These have finished drying. It's super smooth, and if you can, I don't know if you can see, I did get a little bit of silver paint on it, but it has a shine to it because of all the glue. I think I painted it 3 or 4 times, maybe 4 or 5, but now it's ready for white paint, the decals, and then I will assemble it when it's finished. So this is the weirdest thing. I'm using the same brand craft paint. It's just acrylic cheap. Oh wait. Oh, I just realized something. Okay. Alright, so I went to paint with acrylic paint, and this is just, it's drying, but it's cracking to oblivion, and I don't know why. But I just read that this says outdoor acrylic paint, and it's working fantastic. And this one is not, so I guess I'm gonna need to buy some new paint. But, alright, well, I guess that just answered my question. I didn't know why I was cracking because I sealed it and all that stuff, so it's just cheap paint that's just too chalky, so I have to get something with a little more resilience. Okay, so there was a lot of back and forth on this, but it's finally done. I finished the anklet bracelet and it looks awesome, I think. So what happened was the inside part, the black piece, I started gluing on before, but I accidentally glued the top of it to the center, and of course it's offset, so that doesn't work. So I had to remake it because when I went to go use it again and peel off the glue, it peeled off the paint, and I'll show you guys what that looked like in a second. So obviously there's a lot more peeled off here than what you might expect, because it was really just in this one spot. But the reason why I peeled it off is because I found that because I sealed the Elmer's, or sealed the foam with the glue, it protected the foam. So even though it peeled off like the first layer of the foam, this foam is still intact. So technically, if you did want to start over and repaint it and stuff, you could use the same piece of foam. But as I was doing it, I accidentally ripped it, so I just started over. And I didn't have a big enough foam piece to do a whole backside, so I just did this short piece. And I might cover it with fabric or something because there's a lot of glue right here. It'll probably bother my ankle. But anyway, I glued it to the back. And then I attached Velcro, so there's an insert there and right there, and then that part just straps on over. That's the soft side of the Velcro. And I attached the decal. To make sure the decal doesn't peel off, I'm probably going to seal it with something. I'm not quite sure what yet, but yeah, it looks pretty slick. There's some minor creasing, but I mean, even from this angle, it's just barely noticeable, so where it's going to be on my foot, it'll look stellar. So I'm not going to do any more work on this guy. It does say future media underneath, or like it's supposed to, but it's so small that the vinyl cutter couldn't cut it out. So I can either hand paint that or just leave it as is, and since I really like how this looks and I don't want to mess it up, I might just leave it as is, but we'll see. So yeah, I think it looks pretty darn good. Alright, so other than this, I have a lot more work to do, but I got the bodysuit in, so I will be able to work on that soon. The gloves are finished. The legs need some paint work because there's some detailing in the pictures, but I have to kind of figure out where all that goes. So I'll probably edit this down. Hopefully this will be included in part 2. If not, whatever part this is in, I hope you guys enjoy my stuff and look forward to the next part. Thank you.